Alright, I need to select a suitable weeping willow branch. After stripping all the leaves off of it, now I've got a fishing pole that's about 15 feet long. Don't forget the thorns. And finally, the yellow beads from this necklace are going to complete my fish hooks. And because trout bite on anything yellow, especially something that looks like a fish egg, like these beads right here, I've got the perfect bait. Alright, we'll just take this apart. Yeah, that's what I want right there, that yellow bead. First thing you do is you put your bead onto your line, just like that right there. See, you just string it onto the end. Then you take your thorn, you thread it through one direction, and then you take your second thorn, you thread it through the opposite direction. Just like that. And when you're done, this gives you a nice strong fish hook that doesn't come apart, and it's perfect for trout. And because the bead is yellow, it makes a perfect bait to attract the trout. So that's how to make a fishing pole with a weeping willow branch, a bead, and 2 thorns. This method of making fish hooks is the reason why beads were so valuable in ancient times. Because that's what they were used for, making fish hooks. If I can just pull these bones, these teeth out of the jawbone. Yeah, look at that. See, those are perfect for fish hooks too. Yeah, I can find beads that'll take those just right. And these will also give me the best possible shank for a fish hook. So using the bead system is a perfect way to transform these into fish hooks. See? So I use my yellow bead as bait. Just use the willow like a fly fishing rod. They act quite a bit the same. These weeping willow branches, and of course you can see this one, like I said, is about 15 feet long. Some of them are even longer. That's all you got to do. And if you keep lots of beads and thorns handy, when the fish strike, sometimes they break. So if they break and you're trying to catch a fish, you just put another bead on there, put a couple more thorns in it, and try it again. Here's another way to think about fish hooks. Instead of using beads, you can use the claspers off of these grapevines. And I'm going to show you how to do that. First you gather a vine and you take all the leaves off of it, but you leave all the claspers. You see, with all the leaves gone, you have all these curly appendages to use to make your fish hooks out of, so you can use this like a trot line. Let's go build some hooks. See, this is a good fish hook if you had a line to tie it to. Just by simply adding a feather to it, I could transform this into a lure that looks just like a wasp. All I did is take one of those little bone teeth that I had and passed it through the closed up little whorl right there. Had a little hole in it. Perfect fish hooks. If you don't have a line to tie your fish hooks to, the technique is to use the grapevine itself. You pass your hooks through the little eyelets right there. You can make multiple hooks, and you just bait them all up and put the vine down in the water and use it to fish with. And yeah, it does work pretty good. Or if you want, you can use the little vine claspers as beads. They spin around into a circle and close off, and then cut that little thing off of there. You know, the same thing as a bead. These little rib bones and a thorn are also the perfect thing to make fish hooks out of. Only you have to lash them together and use pine sap, like this fish hook here. And of course, cactus needles work perfectly well also. And when I store mine, I'll cut the end of a feather off, and I'll use it like a quiver to keep them in. Yeah, they'll also keep your fish hook short. Just a tip end off of a feather. So if you do have to try and build a fishing pole without having beads or fish hooks or anything like that, you can just use the clasper off of a vine and a thorn and attach it to a willow twig like this, or any other kind of branch, or the end of a vine, and it gives you a perfect fish hook. And with these kind of fish hooks, you have to use live bait. So you just bait your hook with live bait. Cast it out there and go fishing. If you can transform these natural materials into lures, you don't have to use bait. Yeah? Don't forget about the yellow beads. Some methods of fishing without bait or using artificial bait can still work in the natural stuff, if you put them together right. If I catch a man a fish, I fed him for today. If I teach a man how to fish, I fed him for a lifetime. This is the most intelligent approach to the method of survival fishing equipment that's available to you out there. And it makes me happy to be able to share it with you. This video was intended to demonstrate to you the most effective ways to make use of natural materials to build fish hooks and fishing poles in the wilderness. Using this method of bushcraft will help teach you to be self-reliant and how not to depend on manufacturers' store-bought items to provide the things you need. Well, that's it for today. I hope to see you next time. This is a set of fish hooks that I made that has all the classic D-rings and wasps and toggle hooks and things like that.